Winter. Ice upon the branches, snow upon the ground, wind among the evergreens, so cold the distant sound. Flakes of snow fall heavily, as daytime turns to night, forest life protected in a cloak of silvery white. Midnight fades to daybreak, as stillness calms the view, tiny snowflakes drifting towards a spectacular anew. A misty veil of droplets shields new snow from the sun. Nature sleeps in silence, in the winter just begun. When I think of nature, my mind automatically goes to a big tree full of green leaves, standing tall in a meadow, full of beautiful colourful flowers and green grass. The sun is shining and there's only a few clouds in the sky, and this just feels so wonderful. Right now, however, this is not the case, and this is not the nature I am looking at. We are in midwinter, and right now it's very cold and it's raining, and there is actually a weather warning in progress where I live right now. We are in the midst of a storm. I have to say it's looking a little bleak, but within this, nature has taught me so much. This year I decided to challenge myself to live in accordance with nature, to live each season as it is with nature, and allow myself to learn from it. And I have to say, in midwinter, I most certainly have. This time of year used to be my most least liked season. I'm not a fan of the cold, I will admit, and the dark mornings and evenings used to be very challenging. But after watching nature and embracing what I've learnt, this is no longer the case. A quote that sums up winter perfectly for me is a quote by Paul Thermox. Winter is a season for recovery and preparation, and I have fully embraced this. Just like many people, when it comes to New Year, I like to set myself so many resolutions. And just like so many, I think it's about 83% I read, I completely gave up on them by February. I thought, if I have a New Year's resolution, I must start on New Year's Day and I must give it my all every single day. But I very quickly realised that this just burnt me out. And I hated myself through the rest of the year for not sticking to my New Year's resolutions because I just couldn't. This year, however, I've changed that on its head. I set New Year intentions, and I told myself that I would allow myself to do it throughout the whole year, and I'm going to do it in accordance with nature. Instead of diving in headfirst and rushing, I thought I'll take it slow. Slowly build the roots, build the foundations, and then over spring and summer, let the building go up, as they say. And I have to say, I'm loving this. For the first time in many years, I actually feel accomplished. Allowing myself to slowly build up my resolutions. After slowly building up my intentions each day, I'm feeling more confident and more comfortable within myself and much more achieved. And so I highly recommend this to anybody that wants to change something in their lives. Don't dive in headfirst. Slowly build the foundations and go from there. Instead of hating the cold and bleak and dark evenings, I've now flipped this on its head, and My family and I have taken full advantage of cozy nights in, watching films, playing games, making dinner time last that little bit longer, and actually having full-blown conversations with each other. We don't want to go out. We want to stay in. We speak to one another and actually ask and listen to how each other's days are going. We ask each other what we've been up to, and we listen, and we talk about ideas and talk about situations, and we just enjoy spending time together. I've also looked at my own life, looked at my day-to-day, looked at my routines, and realised that I've completely fell out of love with my morning and evening routine. So while it's dark and cold, I'm going to take full advantage of this time, and I'm going to work on finding a morning and evening routine that resonates with me. I want something simple, easy, quick. So I'm going to take this time and let myself play around with different morning routines, play around with different things, and see what I enjoy to do. And again, this is making me feel so good. I've also very much fully taken advantage of the dark evenings and wanting to go to bed earlier. I used to go to bed so late and wake up so tired, but now I'm allowing myself to go to bed earlier, get the rest that I need, and I'm actually waking up fully recharged and much earlier than what I used to. So I've really fell into a lovely routine in the evening, and I'm so glad about this. I'm so glad I've allowed myself to winter during this time, to take things slower, at my own pace, and find things I love to do, things that truly resonate with me. And I've fully embraced the whole fill yourself up because you cannot give from an empty cup. When we find things in our daily lives that make us happy, that happiness falls onto others. It overflows onto the people we love the most, and overflows onto the people we spend most of our time with. And I have to say, I've noticed small changes in them too. When I'm happier, my family's happier. And when I take care of myself, I can also take care of my family. I can work better, I'm more alert, and I'm just happy within myself. So, midwinter has certainly taught me a lot. Living in accordance with nature has taught me to winter, to slow down and allow myself to rest and recharge, so that when spring comes around, I have the energy to bloom and blossom, just as nature does. I have learned that we cannot live a million miles an hour, day in, day out, for years on end. This only leads to burnout. By allowing the time to rest, we can fully be ready for spring and bloom into ourselves, whoever that person will be. But that person will be full of energy and life, and ready to take on the rest of the year. I now look at midwinter through different eyes, and I'm excited to see what I discover when we move into the end of winter and then into the beginning of spring.